Hi guys, and welcome to Nick's Home Renovation. I'm now on Instagram. If you want to find and see my work on there, you can look up Nick's Home Renovation or One Previous Owner Bungalow. That's doing my next project. I'm buying a 1950s bungalow that has never been touched. I've got a lot of work to do and a lot of extending to do. But back to now, I've now finished. This video will be showing you everything from A to Z on a full renovation. So during this renovation, we've had a full rewire, we've had plastering, we've had full plumbing, new boiler, new kitchen, new bathroom, new carpets, new flooring, painted everywhere, door handles, skirting, everyth's covered. So this is a really good video if you'd like to see every step of the way. I'm going to put everything I've done every week or so. For those of you that have been watching all along, you know this has been a really tricky one. Started it in March, and is when obviously COVID kicked in. I had to work alone, which made things a lot slower, and things like plaster were difficult to get because the factories were closed and plaster has a 4-month expiry. Things like plasterboard were difficult to get because Selco and other big companies, big builders merchants closed down, so all the prices went up as well. And obviously all my tradesmen who usually work in teams had to work alone, slowing everything down. This is a 2-bedroom flat. It's in London, it's beautiful. It's got some really nice features, particularly like the stained glass windows, which I'll show you in a bit and I'll take you around. I've got a full list of every single thing I bought. So literally, I'm going to tell you as I go along, everything we've done, the price for everything, where you can get it, and all the links will be below in the description as well. Hi guys, and welcome to Nick's Home Renovation. I'm at my next job that I'm starting very soon in London. It's a Victorian beautiful flat in London. The building was built in 1888, so the flat's got lots of character, like the stained glass window behind me, for example. I will show you around in a minute and talk through everything I'm doing. It's a 2-bedroom and we are doing everything. We are rewiring, changing all the radiators, replumbing, new boiler, new kitchen, new bathroom, carpets, flooring, painting. Literally everything you can possibly do is being done in this flat. I'll take you for a little walk around. I'll try and show you all the lovely features. So this is the lounge. I really love that bay window in there. Behind this wall here is the kitchen, which I'll show you in a minute, but we're hoping, we've got to get permission from the freeholder. We're hoping this wall can come down because it's just lava and plaster. The whole way across is about 5 meters, and it will really help open up this room even more just to get that extra space. Beautiful doors, really nice original Victorian design. Maybe get some new handles on those though, because these handles are terrible. This is the kitchen. So in this corner, we're hopefully going to do something similar, built up to the ceiling, obviously bring it in a bit, hopefully with this whole wall being removed. So hopefully this whole wall's gone, and if you can envisage this being sort of like a breakfast bar over here, kitchen wrapped round as it is at the moment. That boiler definitely gone, look at the size of it. That will go in a kitchen cupboard or somewhere else. And then this bit pretty much like for like, until some big units here, bring it in from the door slightly for your fridge and some storage space all the way up to the ceiling like they have now. Old owners have left us some nice mess on the floor, broken fluorescent light, but it's a bit of a pokey kitchen, so it'd be much better feeling having it all open plan into here. So taking you through to the rest of the place. Again, nice door, don't need to change that, just change the handle, get all these carpets up. Hallway, nice spacious hallway on a few different levels as well, make it feel a bit bigger. On my right, this is out to the hall. On my right is the master bedroom. Nice original fireplace again, definitely keeping that, and nice wardrobes in the corner with the Victorian features. Keep that as well.
Really nice size for a master. A few funny things about this flat, such as the radiators hidden behind doors. Have to investigate what this is doing, bits like this. All these things we'll do eventually. Really nice deep wardrobes, lots of space for the owner's clothes. Definitely keeping those. So this flat is on the first floor, so no garden. You have flats below and above, as is common with these old Victorian properties that have been converted. Radiator in the hall. We're changing all the radiators, and the fuse board is up here. I'm hoping to relocate that because it just looks so ugly in the middle of the hall, and the fuse board is somewhere below the kitchen. So I'm hoping to put the fuse board somewhere in a kitchen cupboard rather than here, because it's just ugly and ridiculous. Very small bathroom, but actually we can do a lot with it. All going to have to stay as it is, and we're going to try and do something with all this boxing in of the waste, etc. in here, because it just doesn't look very attractive. See what we can do, maybe bring it all in the flooring if possible. Sink again is going to have to be like for like. An LED mirror up here. We're trying to do something a bit nicer with this section here with the fan, but we definitely need a good fan in a bathroom this size. As you can see, there is some damp and mould on the ceiling from where the fan hasn't been working well enough in the past. And then we're just going to have to keep this shower bath in the corner as well. Just obviously change everything like for like, keep the radiator, and also put a towel rail in, as the owner would like a towel rail and the radiator to have a really nice wall bathroom, which I don't disagree with. And then coming through to the last bedroom, again, nice doors. The owners decided to leave us a bed for some reason. And again, really nice wardrobes with a nice bay window at the back too. Bit of a quirky wardrobe this, as you can see, compared to the other one in the master. Narrow. So what they actually did was take a bit more out of the bathroom to give you the space, otherwise you literally can't fit anything in it. It would be like this depth throughout. So I'll show you from the other side. Quite a good idea really, because it doesn't actually feel like this sort of feels like it's always been there, but actually that's to give you that extra space in the second bedroom in the wardrobe. And these flats in London do need good storage, so I think that's a good idea. Got lots of nice height throughout, really nice high ceilings, probably just over 3 meters or around 3 meters. We're going to replace all these skirting. These sort of let the flat down a bit, because Victorian skirting is usually a lot bigger than this, so I don't know why this tiny skirting's on there. But yeah, it has some nice features. Hope you all like it. I'm going to be here for some time, probably 2-3 months at least, because this literally needs everything doing. I'm going to start with the rewire first. That's the order I usually do things. Rip things out, carpet, get the flooring up, then rewire, replumb, make sure, test all the pipe work, all that, so all okay. Get the kitchen out, get the bathroom out, get the radiators out, and then it would be sort of plastering after that, and then all the nice stuff after that. So the kitchen will start going in, the bathroom will start going in. Yeah, so it was going to take a while, and then we've got painting, which always takes an awful long time once the plastering's finished and dried. Cool, thanks to everyone for subscribing. Over 4,000 subscribers now, it's really awesome. Getting loads of views as well, more than I ever anticipated. So thanks to everyone, and keep your tips coming, advice on what I can do here. I don't own this, I'm working for someone, but any tips you give I'm happy to pass on. Have a good day, and thanks for watching.
Hi guys, and welcome to Nick's Home Renovation. This is the end of the first week, although it's been very short, only 3 days, and I've been by myself the whole time as well, due to everything that's going on, as I'm sure you're aware, in the UK and beyond. I've made some good progress considering I've been on my own though. I've wired a lot of lights, which I'll show you in a minute, down to the switch. I've got the carpet up, I've got the floor underneath it up, the ply up, the insulation up.
got the skirting off, started to drill some holes for my cables to run next week for my sockets and bits and bobs. Yeah, making really good progress considering I've been on my own. I'll show you around. Let's probably come from this angle. So this is the lounge. As you can see, there's no carpet anymore. And up here I've got my lights. So the owner would like 12 spotlights in here, and what I've done is line them up with these beautiful windows at the end, so they run nicely down in line with the centre of this window. So this wall will eventually be coming down here. We haven't got permission from the freeholder yet. I think we need some insurance and things. This used to be a big house in the old days, and then they've turned it into a lower ground flat, a ground flat, a first floor flat, and there's a flat above. So wiring my lights has been a bit tricky because I've obviously got a flat above, so I can't just run up there and throw my cables down, so it's lots of holes. So for example, up here, that's how I have to get the cable either side of the joist, make a hole either side of the joist and then drill through. And it's the same with my lights here. So this goes up to the lights, and as you can see, just have to make little holes every now and then and take it up to the top. So all of these internal walls here, from this one we're hopefully removing, this one and all the ones that way, will all be old-fashioned timber and plasterboard. And all these obviously external ones are solid. Not much change in the kitchen, or no change in the kitchen. This is just where I'm keeping all my things for now. This is all the carpet and underlay and bits that all came out, but yeah, this is a mess, but nice to keep it all out of here. The skirting's all come up, as you can see, and I've got some floorboards up and drilled my holes in the wood ready for my cables next week. Couldn't get this skirting out because it's behind the radiator, just need to chop that out. Coming through, as I said earlier, plasterboard. So I've got lots of holes ready for next week. I will put all this back before I leave, but it's just good to show you. So this is a good example of what you have to, one of the problems you have to deal with in these old places. So we had this carpet first, that was on the top layer. Underneath that we had, where is it? Can't even find it now. Ah, this stuff underneath that. Underneath that was then this chipboard, and then underneath that was this, and then lastly was just a little bit of ply at the end. So you've got 5 layers in some of these rooms, which is why it can take an awful long time, and it's something to be aware of if you're doing anything like this, because it literally took a good few hours to get everything up, just because of layer upon layer upon layer of things. So it's good for people to know, especially in these old properties that have been converted from a house to a flat. You sometimes have these problems with things like that. And what it's also done, if I close this door, you can see the gap now at the bottom because of all those layers. So we're going to have to really make sure that we get a good bit of underlay, really thick, with some high quality carpet as well, because that is a big gap. You want a little gap, but not that much. Other than that, I've cut out my sockets ready to go. Same in here. All my lights done, so we're having 6 lights in here. They're all ready to go. You can see how I got my cable across again. All these holes that need to be patched up. That little box in the corner was all these pipework coming up here. We're gonna hopefully, I'm gonna speak to the owner, relocate those into the plasterboard wall, as it doesn't make sense to me having that like that. So we'll get the plumber to cut those off and rejoin them. Coming through to the rest of the place, more carpet up and flooring, ready for the skip. The bathroom, haven't ripped it out yet, as it's good to have it as long as possible. Obviously keep the toilet at all times. Got my 4 lights ready to go up there. This is going to be a shaver point in the future. This is going to be a fan in the future. There was also some horrible boxed in thing, which I have no idea why they did that, because they could have just put this fan on that wall rather than boxing it all in, but perhaps they were hiding all this isolator and things, but still, I would have just put that on the outside. Strange way to do it. But this room's making some good progress. We've got our switch down here, isolator here, so all I need to do is get feeds to that room and it's done. And then more holes in this room. I've put the IKEA bed here, and that's all the flooring and things that have come up again. Again, 6 lights in here, switch here, and then you can see I haven't got to my sockets yet, as these are all on the external wall, so they're going to be really hard to chase. Got 1 there, 2, and 3 and 4 behind here. So I'll put all these floorboards back, as it's unsafe to leave it like this over the weekend, even though I don't expect anyone. But it's good to make sure it's nice and safe, but I thought I'd show you. So, progressing well. I have no idea of the schedule now because of the coronavirus and everything going on, but I'm hoping to be in here on Monday if I'm allowed to. Got to be responsible with everything going on as well. Thanks to everyone for subscribing and watching, and have a nice weekend. Cheers, guys. Hi guys, and welcome to Nick's Home Renovation. I have finished for the week. I've been working on my own. As all of you know, the coronavirus thing is going on, so I've been driving here on my own, working here on my own, interacting with no one, and wearing a mask at all times. I always wear a mask in these dusty places anyway, so that's okay. I'll show you my progress. For those of you just tuning in for the first time, it's a 2-bed flat in London, really beautiful features, which I'll show you in a minute. I've been clearing the property, ripping up the floorboards, starting the rewire, ripping out the kitchen. I'll take you for a little tour and I'll walk you around what I've been doing. So, most of you have seen this room, not much change. Beautiful door, windows, sorry, which are the main feature of this room. I've put in, we can have spotlights in here. You can have 12 spots, which I've lined up with each window. I think that look really nice. The owner's going to keep these shelves, so I've kept all of those. Really nice sized room. Now, interesting thing about this wall behind me, for those of you that saw the first video, it was something that I was going to remove. However, now the freeholder hasn't given it permission. So flats in London and across the UK, but especially in London, if you're leasehold and you don't have a share of the freehold, you have a freeholder. So there you have to get permission for things like structural work and even non-structural work sometimes. And on this occasion, this building's really old, 1888, and the freeholder simply said no. So this wall is now staying, and it's sort of slightly changed what we were going to do in the kitchen as well. So, I mean, the owner was just worried that it's not structural, it's going to cause an issue. I mean, it's literally nothing. I'll show you on the other side, but literally just a bit of plasterboard, so it would have been absolutely fine to remove, but it's his right as the freeholder to say no. So we were going to get rid of this as well, so we're going to get rid of this and get rid of this wall, but now we're going to keep this. So we're going to keep these doors, which are actually really nice, keep the doors at the top as well, lots of storage. This is going to be a freestanding fridge freezer at some point. And it's also helped me because the fuse board is in a really funny place in the hall, and the front of the building's down there where all the meters are. So I'm actually going to bring a new fuse board with new meter towers, 25 mil meter towers, into this cupboard here, and have my fuse board in here. So this is why I brought all my cables into here. It's going to really make a difference and be a nice space for my fuse board, because otherwise it was going to have to go in the hallway and it would just be pretty ugly. As for the rest of the kitchen, we're just going to have an L shape along here the whole way, followed by a little thinner bit of base units here with a worktop and a breakfast bar here. So if you imagine starting from here, pretty much it's going to be a 60 unit and a 60 unit, so wall and base. This is going to be a 60 unit wall with the washing machine below, oven here, extractor here, dishwasher here, 60 unit above, corner unit here, and then a couple of units here. We're taking it not right up to the corner, maybe about there, because we don't want to fringe too much on this nice window with this nice feature at the top. Coming across here, obviously the corner cupboard will be in this space. You have a sink unit here, might have to squeeze in a small cupboard over there, and then another thinner corner with only 300 depth here leading into another unit. So this bit's all going to be thinner bits in this line down here, and we're going to put a little breakfast bar up there, and you can imagine just a couple of stools there, and it's just a really nice little space to have your breakfast or whatever in. And we are putting no electrics in this wall just in case at one stage the owner does get a share of the freehold and he can remove it, but for now that's just what we're going to do. It's going to look really nice. I think I have to house that boiler in a wall unit. We're going to change the boiler obviously. Going to put another thinner one that can fit in a cupboard, Worcester Bosch. And yeah, I think that's the kitchen. I've been putting this little thing here. They had a radiator here. It was very, very annoying. I'm just scared of kicking it, so I've been putting that there. This is some of the rubbish that comes out. I'm going to put some photos alongside now because you need to understand the amount of rubbish that comes out of this job. I've already had one skip come, and there's still all of this to go. So I think I showed you in the last video, but they had layer upon layer of insulation and floorboard to try and soundproof. Right, now this is a bit of a pickle as well because we have this which isn't my cable and this which isn't my cable. So this is a communal fire alarm, so we're going to have to keep that. And this is actually a cable for an emergency light in the hallway. You can see it sort of runs out there and to the left of the front door. So unfortunately we have to keep that, and unfortunately it has to be surfaced because it can't be chased in because that's all solid up there. So that's one of the negatives, but we'll put a nice bit of trunking in there and you'll never notice it at the top. Coming down here, it's a bit of a mess still. Into the master. Got our lights done up here, 6 lights, that obviously all runs coming out. Got some sockets in place in the stud walls that are in the middle, they're nice and easy. And the switches in place as well. These are the pipes that we'll eventually be putting in that wall, reconnecting up here and fitting them in the wall nice and flush. And there's only one other socket to go in this room, which is in the solid wall, which I haven't chased yet, but all the cables are on the floor ready to go. Can't wait to see this fireplace and these wardrobes all painted nicely, obviously once the plaster has been. In the back bedroom, again, lights done. This is how I've been having to get my cables because you've got a flat above, so you have to drill lots of holes to get either side of the joist, feed your cable through, and then mount the holes you've cut out back up, and then this will all be plastered or boarded or both at one stage as well. So 6 lights again, that one in the middle is coming out. Got to get rid of that bed, and the switch is done as well, and I've just got to chase my 2 sockets here and here, and then 2 over there. Then this room's done. All the cables are below the floor, or there as you can see again. And then the only room that's had nothing really done is the bathroom. So this is my job if I'm allowed to keep working next week. So again, we've got our lights, 4 lights in position. This one in the middle's going. Bath coming out. This is all like for like. There's nothing else we can do in this flat. So toilet like for like. We're going to try and do something a bit neater than they've done here with this boxing in. Sink like for like. Mirror like for like. I've got an LED mirror, so I've got my cable here. And then bath, shower, same end like for like as well. With a radiator here and the addition of a towel rail here we're going to do. And my bathroom fan up there as well. So yes, I'm doing well. It's going to be a bit of a hold up now. The plumbers usually come in next and do all their work, and then the plasterer follows, and then it all looks much nicer. But obviously the plumbers aren't working due to the situation, so it might be months before the next stage. I'll try and squeeze in another video if I do anything else, like I might do the fuse board, put the new fuse board in, and then so I can test all my cables nice and early. But other than that, it's going to be a while. Thanks to everyone for subscribing and watching. I've had a lot of feedback on this flat. Everyone seems to like it. It is a beautiful flat. I love the high ceilings, I love the windows. It's going to look great. It's going to be a really good finished one. Everyone keep safe out there, and thanks for watching. Cheers. Hi guys, and welcome to Nick's Home Renovation. This is a 2-bedroom flat in London that I'm fully renovating. Literally everything out, old, everything new, rewire, all new plumbing, new boiler, new kitchen, new bathroom, new flooring, painting, plastering, everything. Apart from keeping some of the character, like the windows and the doors. I have finished stage 1, which I'm really pleased about, as I've been working all alone due to the corona situation. The whole flat is now rewired. All I've got to do is cap the cable, but everything's in place. All my sockets are in place, all my lights are in place, switches. So I'm really pleased about that. Let me take you on a little tour and I'll show you what I've done. First thing I was going to point out is, for those that have been watching all the videos, I've already had one skip here. And just to show you how much rubbish comes out of a job. So this is only a maybe 800 square foot 2-bedroom flat. It's lovely, but it's not a house size. And look at all the rubbish I've still got to do, probably a whole nother skip. So you've got this pile near this beautiful window. All of this, which is tiles and plasterboard and brickwork where I've chased out the walls, more flooring, the old sink, underlay, an old door we're getting rid of, the bath. So it's really important to remember how much stuff comes out of these places. Now, showing you around, this is the sort of main feature, this lovely window. This wall was going, but is now staying. We're going to get rid of the door and open this up. Well, not open this up, but keep it as is, so you can see through to the kitchen rather than separating it. As you can see, there's cables everywhere, and I've removed the old stuff. So there was an old lights there, for example. That's all disconnected, and I've tested all my cables and they all work, which is good. Eventually we're going to end up having shelves here like you have, but going all the way down just to above that socket, and then you can have matching on this side. There's going to be a radiator here and a radiator under the windowsill there as well, so to keep it nice and warm. Coming through to the kitchen, all the tiles are up, all the tiles off the walls as well. The tiles were really stubborn and took a long time. So we're keeping this lovely shelving here and cupboards. That's where my fuse board is. I've got a bit of work to do in there, but I've done quite a lot already. If I close this, you can really see what it's going to look like. So, it's nice cupboards in the corner there. We're going to have a fridge in there in the obvious space. And then coming around here, we're going to have a U shape going across here, with a sink here, and then reduced depth units there with a breakfast bar. New boilers going in, and I think I've showed you this before, so I'll quickly say it, but oven and electric hob here, extractor above it obviously, and then you've got 60-60-60 everywhere. So you've got washing machine this side and dishwasher this side, or vice versa, whatever the owner prefers. Pan drawers in the corner, and then to match you've got 60-60-60-60 going all the way down to there. This is what I keep kicking, this old radiator, which the plumbers will be removing soon. But I think it's going to look really nice. I really like this at the end here. Really good storage, like 3 meter high storage effectively. So it's really good that we're keeping that. So you've got my new cables here, brown wires, and then new sockets here as well. Coming down to the hall, it's a bit of a mess because we've still got a bit of patching up to do. This is a communal fire alarm, so we can't remove that, and this is actually not my cable, a communal cable for the hallway, so we can't get rid of that either. Here you've got my cables for, it's going to be light to light, and this is actually a smoke, but I've just made it a light for now. Coming into the master bedroom, got this lovely fireplace and lovely big 3 meter wardrobe again, plenty of storage. Done my 6 lights on the ceiling, got some patching up to do, and we've got sockets everywhere. So the old sockets were really low, so I brought them up to standard, brought them higher. And then this wall here and this wall stud work, so these sockets are a lot easier getting the cables there. Got some good storage. This is just my stuff. Everything else I've got rid of really now. Try and keep the place neat and tidy. Even the doors are really nice as well. We're obviously keeping those really attractive. Just changed those handles, same as the architraves, really nice, really attractive. Front door again, really nice. Coming through to the hallway, this radiator will be going. We'll be having a tall radiator here because the eventual plan is to build maybe a little bit of a storage here, maybe for shoes and bits, umbrellas, things like that. Might be later stage, but we'll see. And the bathroom has really changed. Awful floor I've got up here that took a long time. And as you can see, when I took down the tiles, the plasterboard came with it. So all of the plasterboard walls are off. We're going to have a bath in here, obviously, shower at this end, and then sink here with an LED mirror. That's what that cable's for. This other cable is actually for the hall, which is the other side of this wall, and then toilet where it is. Going to try and do something a bit neater with the waste as it's coming in, but we'll have to see what the plumbers say. And here we're having a dual fuel towel rail. So that's a towel rail that's on the central heating, but if you don't have the central heating on, you want to give a little burst, you just flick the switch outside, which I've done, which will eventually will go to this cable, and then that will put that on straight away. So the switch has to be outside the bathroom because it's electric, obviously, which is going to be there. And into the last room, again, really nice, even for a second bedroom. Really nice double room, lovely bay window, lovely door. Gone for 6 lights again. They're all in place. Sockets in place, just got to cap them. It makes a nice difference getting rid of all those old lights and switches as well, so you can see my new cables and eventually what it's going to look like. Next stage is the plumbers who will be coming in. They'll be removing all the radiators. Pretty much every radiator is being relocated. Some radiators being added as well in the lounge. Then after that, the plasterers will come in, plasterboard all of the bathroom, and then plaster everywhere. So we're plastering every wall, every ceiling. The plumbers will then come back, fit the bath, and then the tiler will tile the bathroom, and we'll have the kitchen going on, and all be very active at the same time. Thanks to everyone for watching and subscribing. Over 5,000 subscribers now, it's really cool. I'll let you keep you updated as I go. Obviously with Corona, I have no idea when the plumbers are going to come here. They'll only be able to come here if they can work one alone, as I have done. Otherwise it's against the government guidance. But I'll keep you posted when some changes happen. Thanks guys, cheers. Hi guys, and welcome to Nick's Home Renovation. I am at my 2-bed Victorian flat in London. Obviously coronavirus going on, but we've managed to have a plumber here. Lots of changes considering he's working on his own and with his business partner who he lives with, but made really good progress. I'll show you around, but what he has done is installed a new boiler, renewed all the pipe work into the flat, to the boiler, to the bathroom. He's changed the layout a bit in the bathroom as well, which I'll show you is really beneficial. I'll start in this kitchen. So, nice new boiler. So you've got a Worcester Bosch boiler here. Nice new pipe work, all renewed. That's the main stopcock coming in. This is going to be for our kitchen sink and the waste for the kitchen sink. And then coming around here, you've got the 2 ends for what will be the washing machine and the dishwasher. Still need to discuss with the client which way round that goes, but it's all there ready to go with these safety stops there. Over here, new radiator. So if you remember, there was an awful radiator in the middle of the kitchen here. Very, very bizarre. So now the radiator will be here, and it's going to be a tall one up here, which is what these pegs are for. And then the fridge freezer's going here. It's going to look really nice, the tall one, really good idea. Coming through to the lounge, again you can see the new pipe work coming off here. And going round to where the first radiator in this room will be, on the chimney breast in the centre. And then coming round here, there's also going to be one under this bay window. I've left the flooring up just so I can show you all the pipe work, but I'll be putting that back as soon as I'm finished filming. Coming through to the master bedroom. Again, more pipe work for radiator under the window. And the biggest change is, if you remember, these pipes were surface. They were out here and they were boxed in, which you can see by all of this. They've now buried this in the plasterboard wall. So the plasterers just need to make good with a bit of plaster in here and we're good to go. Done a really nice job of that. Coming through, they've made some changes to the waste, which I'll show you in the bathroom, but the waste runs from outside the edge of the building here, because this is an end terraced house, runs through, and what they've done is they've made a cut here, and that's really made a difference, because it's meant that the pipe can come under the floor and up here, whereas originally it was coming out of this corner here, and it meant that the toilet had to be boxed in, which is really, really ugly. So now it means the toilet can come straight up, go straight onto there once we've fixed the floor, and sit there perfectly with no boxing in, which is great. It's a real result, because I didn't think that would be possible. Again, they've renewed all this pipe work, so this is the feed, hot and cold for the sink, and the waste for the sink. And as you can see here, they fitted the L-shaped bath. The reason you do this now is so the plasterers can plaster all the way down to the bath. You don't want to plaster it first, just in case. As you can see, it's a pretty tight fit, and then might be difficult to get the bath in. Got shower connections here, hot and cold, and then all the new pipe work under there. And any waste you might be able to see from down there. It's a really nice job. And then lastly, in the little bedroom, more new pipe work for the radiator that will be going under this bay window. Take you back through the front of the house, making sure not to step in any of these holes. So yes, really good job considering they've been on their own. There's usually 4 or 5 of them, but there's just been 1 or 2 working together. So it's been really much slower than usual, but making really good progress. They've done a really nice job and pretty much renewed everything, which is the way to do it in these old flats, because it's not worth risking any damage, any leaks, any things like that. So let's just renew everything and make sure it's all good. Really happy with how it all looks, and next stage is the plasterers, who hopefully, if they can source plaster, as that's a real struggle with everything going on, they'll hopefully be here maybe next Tuesday or Wednesday, fingers crossed. If not, it'll be whenever they can source it, but then that starts to make a real difference once everything's plastered. Once I've capped off all my cables and you hide all the cables, hide all the damage, that's when it starts to look like you can actually see the end result. Thanks to everyone for subscribing. I appreciate all the nice comments I'm receiving and getting lots of subscribers now. It's really cool. And anyone doing their own renovation, do get in touch. I can give free advice, or I work in the London area if you need me to work on yours. Cheers. Hi guys, and welcome to Nick's Home Renovation. I am at my job in London, and I'm going to show you the plastering. Before I get into that, I've just started an Instagram page. You can find it under either Nick's Home Renovation or the One Owner Bungalow, which is a project I'll be starting in the next 6 months, hopefully. It's a bungalow in Kent that has only ever had one owner since the 50s, so as you can imagine, it's a bit of a wreck. So if you want to go and see all the updates on that, the progress, I'll be doing loft, side, back extensions, renovating the whole thing. You can find me on Instagram as well as putting it on here. I will show you 90% plastered finish here in London. During COVID, plaster's been a real shortage. I've learned something, and that plaster goes off after 4 months. That's something I did not know. So there's been a lot of factories closing, and therefore a lot of plaster not being made, and we're now really short. But we've managed to finish 90% of the flat, so I'll take you round now, starting in the lounge. So this is the only room that's not finished now. So they've done this wall, So all that's left to do is this wall here, this wall here. But they've done that little bit under there, and all of the ceiling. So you can see my light holes left. This is my worktop that came in the week. It's all strapped up. I might be able to show you quickly. So it's a quartz worktop, white with a little speckly design in it, which the client asked for. Really nice quartz, really good quality. Coming into the kitchen. This is the kitchen that has now arrived. So the owner's gone for a light grey shaker. I'm not sure about the colour of the handles yet. That's going to be really smart. And as you can see, sort of, as it's all filled up, this has all been plastered too. So we're obviously keeping these nice wooden units. And the ceiling and the walls have all been plastered. Looks a lot different, a lot better. Coming through to the hallway, this has loads of holes for my cables, so I'm really glad this has all been done. Actually, I'm just going to turn on the lights for down here. Under here is my fuse board. Let's turn on the lights. So coming down into the hallway. It's a lot nicer now. You can start to see what it's going to look like. We had to keep this cable. This is a communal fire alarm and a communal lighting cable. Coming into the master, completely finished. You can just see the moisture the plaster gives off on the windows. This room looks nice because if you remember, originally there was this boxed in pipe works. All the pipes are now in the wall. You can still see the remnants of the pipes there that we've moved in. And it's all been boarded and plastered. But yeah, it's starting to look good. These little holes up here are where there's vents everywhere, so we just need to replace those vents, get like a nice design. They have them everywhere in these old buildings. Again, another vent going in that corner, but all finished. So it's starting to look a lot nicer. The old fuse board was here. So it's great to get that out of there and put that in a cupboard, a lot neater. It's horrible having that on display. You can see all the pipe work, so we're going to have a tall radiator here by this nice window. As I said, that's a vent up there. Coming into the bathroom. This is going to be a point for a LED mirror slash shaver point. This light's a bit low, but so if you remember, all of this wall did come off at one stage, and now it's all been replumbed. So as you see, brand new copper piping on all the connections under here, ready to go. New waste and toilet position. Before, it would all have to be boxed in the corner, but we managed to fix that. And up here is going to be my fan, and then 4 lights, plenty in a small room like this. And towel rail down here. It's actually a dual fuel towel rail, so that's why there's an electrical cable there as well, which will be switched from outside here. This is going to be my fan isolator and lights, and then there's always one room full of junk. And as you can see by the colour of the plaster, this was the one done first, so this is why we filled it with junk. 6 lights, and then this is all of the plaster's rubbish, my hoover, the radiators, the plimps and pelmets, some of the kitchen, some of the bathroom, and the flooring going in the kitchen. So, we're getting there. We're doing really well considering the situation out there. There's no materials. we've struggled for pretty much everything. Plasterboard, plaster, bits of wood, there's shortages on wood as well as my guys having to work safely and on their own most of the time, or keeping social distance. So progress is going well. Next stage is obviously the plasters to finish this little bit of room, not that urgent though. And then in the bathroom I need to ply the floor, and then the tiler will come in. And in that room then it will be the plumber again, and then me, electrician and painter. The kitchen fitters come in the middle of June, so the kitchen will go in next. That's always a nice stage. He's doing the kitchen, the flooring, obviously the worktop, and then the painter can come in and I can do my sockets as well. And yeah, and then the painter can start, as soon as his plaster's dry, the painter can start. There's so many coats, the owner wants white everywhere, and then he can do his own colours at another stage, as he's not available at the moment to make those sorts of choices. So that's nice and easy for us, and yeah, starting to make good progress. As I say, I'm now on Instagram if anyone wants to follow the One Previous Owner Bungalow or Nick's Home Renovation. And thanks to everyone for subscribing. Cheers.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Nick's Home Renovation. I am now on Instagram. Please follow me on there. The link is on the homepage of this YouTube channel, or if you go on Instagram, it's under the One Previous Owner Bungalow. That's to do with my next project. I'm in the process of buying a bungalow. Only ever had one owner since 1950 something, so it's a bit of a wreck and it's going to be a really cool project. Back to this project I'm on now. The painter has been here. This is the 2-bed flat in London. I'm renovating everything, literally nothing we are not doing, and I'll show you around now. So I'm in the back bedroom, and in this room I've done the electrics, and the painter has painted white everywhere. The owner's going for white everywhere at first, and it gives him the freedom when he can see it all done to then, you know, add a colour if he wants to. But we're going for Dulux brilliant white everywhere to start, and I'll start showing you around. So looks a little bit better now. No bare plastered walls. So I've done the lights in this room. I haven't done many of the lights, but I thought I'd do these 6. Just need to touch up around those. Other thing left to do in here is just to get some vents. There's vents everywhere in these older properties. Obviously you want to keep those for good airflow. And obviously I've got sockets around the perimeter to do. These are the radiators stacked up. All of those are ready to go in place. All the brackets there ready to go. And then we've just got to do some door handles and things in there. But you can start to see what it's going to look like. And then lastly in this room will obviously be the skirting, which we're having the MDF Taurus the whole way around. Some nice door handles, some Victorian door handles, and obviously carpet. Coming through to the hallway, again a lot brighter and nicer. I've done the lights here as well. And the same as in there, we've got a vent that needs covering up, and in the bathroom we applied the floor, so 12mm ply always goes down before the tiler goes in, makes it a bit nicer for his tiles, and also the painter's done a few coats in here too. So we're going to have dual fuel towel rail going on here, sink going down here, and toilet going in that corner there, and then obviously the shower coming up here. That's why the painter hasn't painted here, so it's all being tiled. So everywhere you see this darker colour, the plaster colour, that's where it's being tiled. So halfway around, all the way up here, and then halfway around, ending here. And then it doesn't really make sense to be that tile, because I don't think it'll look right with the towel rail going here. So we just have to do something at the bottom there with a tile as a bit of edging. Coming back through the hallway, we have some switches working now. Just got to screw them all back. The owner wanted downlights everywhere, which is going to look really nice when it's all done. And this is the room of mess.
But in here I can show you a few cool things. So the tiles arrived today. So this is the tile that's going above the kitchen, like this. So in between the wall cupboards and the base, just as the splashback, they're going on there. These dark grey ones, all these tiles from Tops Tiles, these dark grey ones are going on the bathroom floor, and then these lighter grey ones, a bit more rectangularly, they're square here, these rectangle ones are going on the walls in the bathroom. So they're really nice. The big floor tiles are going to make it look a much bigger bathroom than it is. And then this room is also starting to look a lot nicer with a few coats of paint on, although not much else has happened here. I've still got to do my lights and my switch and my sockets, and then skirting everywhere, carpet everywhere, radiators. There's still a lot to do in here, but as you can see, it is the room of junk. So you've got the fridge in the corner, bathroom fittings, tiles, kitchen flooring going here, then some rubbish, lots of old cardboard, lots of old wood, lots of old rubbish. Unfortunately every job has this room, and that is it for me. Coming back up to the lounge, the nicest room in the flat, is where our kitchen is waiting to be installed. The kitchen fitter should be coming next week with the tiler, so next week's going to be a good week to get going. Again, no lights, having all spots in here, apart from right down the end where he wants 2 pendants coming down. It's going to have a dining room table near that window, which I think is a really good choice, as that window is such a nice feature. I think I've shown the kitchen before. Have a quick peek. So we're going for a grey shaker style, nice Victorian handles on them. Really nice sized room up here. And again, we've got another vent up there that we're keeping, obviously, but needs to be covered. And then this room is the kitchen. Again, it's got a few kitchen units in it and some of my electrical things here. It's going to look much better from next week when this kitchen starts to go in. Got a new boiler over there, that's going to be in a wall cupboard. And then we're having a U-shaped kitchen all the way around here. Wall units all the way there, but then leaving this bit free, no wall units on here, because it's going to be a nice breakfast bar and you wouldn't want to enclose on that space. All new pipe work, and obviously all rewired, ready to go. And then down here, this is where that fridge, which is in the master bedroom, is going, in that gap there. And then we've just got a little storage cupboard here, which the owner will probably end up putting shelves or something in, but it's where the fuse board is, nicely tucked away. So, it looks a lot better now. I hope you can see, sort of visualise it more what it's going to look like when it's finished. Next week is a big week though, so there'll be lots of videos being uploaded next week. We've got the tiler starting in the bathroom. That will take probably 4 days for him to do the bathroom floor and the bathroom walls, maybe 3 if he's lucky. Then he's coming into this kitchen. So hopefully the kitchen fitter would have fitted the kitchen units by then, so the tiler can then do the splashback behind. And I'll be helping the kitchen fitter as well, because the worktop is a quartz worktop, 100 kilograms, so weighs a ton, so you need some help. So there should be some really good progress coming. Thanks to everyone for subscribing and checking out and your nice comments. Please check out my Instagram as well, One Previous Owner Bungalow, or you might even find it just typing in Nick's Home Renovation. Thanks again and have a nice weekend. Cheers. Hi guys, and welcome to Nick's Home Renovation. I am at my 2-bed property in London. We have had the tiler in since my last video. We have had the kitchen fitter in. We've had the worktops in, the flooring in the kitchen, the radiators are on, and the electrics have all been tested, and all the electrics are on as well. We're sort of 90% done. The plumber basically has 1 more day. The tiler has to do this kitchen, which is probably 2 more days, and then just little bits and bobs before the carpets go down. So probably we're getting there now. If it wasn't for the backlog of COVID, we'd have been done about a month ago, but we're a little bit behind, but it's no problem. For those of you who've been asking, I'm now on Instagram. You can follow me. You can either type in Nick's Home Renovation or One Previous Owner Bungalow. which is a bungalow project I'm buying in the next few months hopefully, and it's absolute wreck. It's only ever had one owner since the 50s, so it's an absolute wreck. Back to this one, I'll start in the kitchen and I'll show you around what's been going on. So not, as you can see, it's not completed yet, but we're getting there. So, a few things to do. End panel here, that's unordered, as the other one was damaged, so gonna have to put that in there. All of these joints in the worktop need to be sanded down so you can't see any line like that. So we've got lots of joints here because it's a big long kitchen, so we've got another joint here and here. So these you shouldn't even be able to see, so that's something that needs doing. Back here we've got the boiler all in place and working. We've boxed in the pipes, that is accessible though, it's just on a little spring and it can come off. Sink's got to go in, and this is just for show as well at the moment. This isn't wired up, but this has been cut out. These are my light cables for under here, so I've just got to bring those up to the top and connect to that up there, and the same with these four here, so there's going to be nice lighting under there. I think I've shown you the floor before. I'm just trying to protect it with a cardboard, but this is the floor in the kitchen. Really nice hardwood floor, really nice and thick as well. Look how thick that is, a really good quality, and also help the neighbours downstairs with the noise. The owner's gone for brass handles, which I think look really nice. Gone for cup on the drawers. One more to do down here because this is a drawer, and couple missing under here as well, a few knobs there. As you can see, we've gone for reduced depth cupboards down here, so this is going to be a little breakfast bar zone just for cereal. So these are 32 centimetre base units with a slight overhang of about 17-18 centimetres, just so you can get your legs under there, and put a couple of stools there, and also has the benefit of still being a cupboard for extra space, and a corner cupboard here. Very thin, but it's good to have extra storage and a breakfast bar in one. Fridge is going to be going in here, which I'll show you in a minute, and we've had the flooring continue into here, which makes a big difference. There's my fuse board. Got a bit of tidying up to do, but we're getting there, as you can see. Coming through to the lounge. Oh, actually I didn't show you the tall radiator. So we've got one tall radiator. The owner's gone for even sort of a Victorian old flat, but he's gone for some newer style radiators. So it's nice to have a bit of a mix, I think, rather than go old everywhere. So in this room, skirting's on everywhere. Obviously two new radiators, one there and one there. Originally the only radiator, I think, if I can remember rightly, was over here. That's going to be where he's having his TV, I believe. Bit of touching up to do, but all the lights are done. They just need a bit of TLC around them, where some of them have got a bit of damage, and these two pendants at the end. Not sure if they're the right height yet, but there's going to be a table under here. A long table, so they're going to be for that on a separate switch. So skirting, two new radiators, and obviously all my sockets are on as well. Painter's got a lot of work to do, a lot of touching up. We've got to fill in all these skirting boards, and coming down into the master bedroom. So there's a little bit of a tip in the corner, but it's not actually that bad. Again, new radiator. The owner likes white everywhere, so we've got white fittings, white walls, and then just bringing out the details in sort of door handles and things, which we're going to have those brass here, and again there, which I'll show you another room that's been done. This is the fridge that's going to be going in the kitchen, obviously, in that gap I showed you. And we've got our soundproof flooring. This nice thick stuff, which I'll talk about on another video. but it's a high density soundproof flooring just to help, because we've got neighbours above and below, as is common in London. Good storage space in the corner and lovely fireplace. Everywhere just needs a bit of a hoover. Coming through to the bathroom, I'll do this with the light on and then I'll do it again with the lights off, because sometimes it flickers with the LED lights. So again, the owner preferred sort of a modern look in the bathroom. So really nice tiles. They need a good clean, but these tiles are really nice on the wall from Top Tiles. In the last video, I'll list where I'm getting everything. And then nice big grey tiles on the floor, with a sink with lots of storage space and a mirror with lots of storage space. But everything needs a wipe down. All these little marks you can see are just where it needs a clean afterwards. And then here are the fittings, and they definitely need to clean in there too, and masticing. And then lastly, just the towel rail, nice big towel rail, again white to match the owner's requirements throughout. And then we've got these nice handles on, which are going to be on everywhere on these lovely original doors. So looks a lot nicer with these handles, but the door still needs a lot of work by the painter. Again, skirting all done in here. This is the junk room. It kind of looks worse than it is. I've sorted it into piles, so general rubbish. That's all cardboard in the middle, and then polystyrene and sort of miscellaneous, and then wood over here. So it's not actually that bad. That is a storage unit that's going to go here in the hall, and that's why those two holes are drilled. They just get fixed to that. And yeah, in here as well, just all the electrics are on, all the skirting's on, the radiator under here, and again the soundproof flooring before the carpet goes down. Quickly just doing here again without the lights on, because sometimes it just tends to flicker a bit. So it's a nice big flat. This is definitely my favourite room back here, with the sun shining on it. So making really good progress now. It's been a lot slower than my renovations usually, but then obviously, as you can see by my haircut, or lack of, it's been very difficult circumstances, really difficult to get materials, plasterboard in particular, and plaster. Plaster is a real shortage. So we're a little bit behind, but the finish line is coming up now, so probably the next video will be finished. So the tiler has got to tile all the way around here, all the way around here. I've got to do my lights, and then the painter really. Other than that, it's just some plumbing bits, which is only a day's work. So yeah, hopefully the next video is the finished one, and then we can put the carpets down, and then that's really when the owner can move in. Thanks to everyone for watching and subscribing. As I said, I'm on Instagram now, one previous owner bungalow, which is doing my next project. Thanks for following, and thanks for your lovely comments, and have a lovely weekend. Thanks.
Hi guys, and welcome to Nick's Home Renovation. I'm now on Instagram. If you want to find and see my work on there, you can look up Nick's Home Renovation or one previous owner bungalow. That's doing my next project. I'm buying a 1950s bungalow that has never been touched. I've got a lot of work to do and a lot of extending to do. But back to now, I've now finished. This video will be showing you everything from A to Z on a full renovation. So during this renovation, we've had a full rewire, we've had plastering, we've had full plumbing, new boiler, new kitchen, new bathroom, new carpets, new flooring, painted everywhere, door handles, skirting, everyth's covered. So this is a really good video if you'd like to see every step of the way. I'm going to put everything I've done every week or so. For those of you that have been watching all along, you know this has been a really tricky one. Started it in March, and is when obviously COVID kicked in. I had to work alone, which made things a lot slower, and things like plaster were difficult to get because the factories were closed and plaster has a 4-month expiry. Things like plasterboard were difficult to get because Selco and other big companies, big builders merchants closed down, so all the prices went up as well. And obviously all my tradesmen who usually work in teams had to work alone. slowing everything down. This is a 2-bedroom flat. It's in London. It's beautiful. It's got some really nice features, particularly like the stained glass windows, which I'll show you in a bit and I'll take you around. I've got a full list of every single thing I bought. So literally, I'm going to tell you as I go along, everything we've done, the price for everything, where you can get it, and all the links will be below in the description as well. Cool. I'll start in the kitchen, as this is one of the nicest rooms in the house. So, this kitchen, as you may know, I like a company called DIY Kitchens, an online company, and I've found that they're a little bit cheaper and really high quality than anything else that's out there. This particular kitchen is called the Norton Dove Grey Shaker, which basically is this detail in here is the shaker bit around there. And that came, well, this sort of size kitchen starts at around 3,000 to 3,500 for this many units. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 units. People that have been paying attention before may have realised that I've got a little breakfast bar here. So these ones are reduced depth, and it just gives you that little bit of room under here, as the client would like to put stools under there. And have a little breakfast bar just for cereal and stuff, and then have a main table in there for use dinner and other things. The worktop, which I'll show you now, is a beautiful silestone quartz worktop. I really like the small details in it. It just means it doesn't show up as many marks and things as well. And it looks really nice with the beveled edge as well on the corners. The worktop was from Howdens, and that was around £2,000. You do need a specialist cutter. Howdens do that to work with silestone or quartz, because it's a stone. So make sure you ask your kitchen fitter whether he can actually fit this sort of worktop, as some of them are just used to dealing with wood or, you know, resin sort of worktops, not this sort of solid stone one like this. They come very heavy as well, so another warning if you're sorting this out yourself, that's about 90 kilograms per slab, and we needed 3 slabs on the first floor, which, as you can imagine, had some difficulties. The cup handles and knobs here are from IKEA. So these he went for like a brass, so the knobs were £6 for 2, and the cup handles, which you can see down here, also from IKEA, which are £9 for 2 for little drawers like this. They're both called the Eneryda, Eneryda, and yeah, they're from IKEA. All the appliances I'll go through now. So we've got an integrated appliance up here, which is not on. That is a Siemens That is a Siemens 60cm standard hood, and that was £183. I really like the integrated appliances because then you just can't see them. It makes it all look so much neater. The same with down here. We've got an integrated washing machine from Bosch. This is the Bosch Series 4, and it was about £809, really high quality. See, it needs a bit of a clean though. In the middle here, we have the oven, which was £349. That was also from Appliances Direct, and again, Bosch. We've gone for mostly Bosch appliances, apart from this Siemens one, because the Bosch one didn't fit as nicely into here. We've got an integrated dishwasher in here, which again is Bosch, and that was, here we go, dishwasher, £359 from Appliances Direct as well. The tiles were around £200 from Tops Tiles, and they are the linear white gloss. So I really like them because they're 30 centimetres each tile. So when you have gaps like this of 60 centimetres, I just love that the line is perfectly down the middle, and it just looks really nice. And we went from a light grey grout, which was also from Tops Tiles. The sink down the end, I don't usually put in stainless steel sinks, but it's what the client asked for. That was £120 from Victorian Plumbing, and the tap was the vertical Barlow. So the kitchen tap was also from Victorian Plumbing for £109. It's called the Grohe Eurosmart, so Grohe Eurosmart. We've got the new boiler in here, Worcester Bosch, all brand new, and the plumbers have put the stat down here in this cupboard, and then that will be linked to this, your Hive heating, once he moves in and sets up his internet and everything. Back here we've got some storage. He's got really good storage in this flat actually. You don't get a lot of storage in flats in London, but this is actually really good. Nice big storage in there. Got my fuse board in there. The flooring is absolutely lovely. One of my favourite things about this flat is this lovely flooring. So it's a real hardwood flooring, and this was about £450 from UK Flooring Direct, and it's called the Galleria Professional Rustic Oak. It's really nice, got some really nice details. I really like the knots and bits like that. The client went for modern radiators, even though it's an older property. I quite like having a bit of difference, so some modern things and some not so. And this is called the Vertical Barlow Plaza Single Designer Radiator, and that's from City Plumbing. Lastly, just a freestanding fridge. Went for a Bosch again. And that was from John Lewis for £449. Coming into the living room. Really happy with how this has turned out in here. Love the pendants down the end. There's going to be a dining room table over there. And the owner had these shelves built and cupboards as well. But I just love these windows. How nice are these windows? These are original. So this building was built in 1888. So these windows go back quite a long way. And you've also got them in the kitchen. I don't know if I covered it in the kitchen. So I really like these two rooms, definitely my favourite. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. So in this room, the carpet, it's a really nice high quality. It's got a 20-year guarantee, and it's from SES. I was really impressed with their prices actually, because there wasn't many options during lockdown, but SES were really good. This came in around 2,100 for the carpet, and it's called New Avalon Elite, and the colour is porcelain. It's got a really nice thickness to it, and as I say, it's got a 20-year guarantee, which is always good, and it's particularly good for stains and other things. The radiators in here, you've got, again, all of these are going to be Stelrad, so there's Stelrad Deco Softline White. So again, it's a nice modern radiator to have a bit of difference in the flat, and then you've got another one under here. So this whole place has been rewired, so we've got all new switches, all new sockets, and lots of lights. So he went for 12 spotlights,
and then the 2 pendants, and they're all on separate switches, so you can turn the spotlights off and have the pendants on. And what I particularly like is these door handles. These are really nice. Try and get a good view of this. So they were £18 and they were from vintagedoorknobs.co.uk, and I'll put the link below, but they're called the Beehive. They come in a few sizes. New skirting, so we did all new skirting, which I'll get close up on. So this is called MDF Taurus, and it's by Selco. Sorry, MDF Taurus by Howdens. You can get it at Selco as well. This particular one was from Howdens. And this is 17 centimetres high, so it's nice to have the tall ones in properties like this, and you've got such high ceilings, like 3 metre plus high ceilings, so I think it's nicer to have a bigger skirting. Right, let's take you through to the rest of it. So again, the carpet runs through. I've recommended the owner changes this very, very old dated entry phone. It sort of ruins the hall a bit. Coming through to the master bedroom. Love the fireplace. Love these fitted wardrobes as well. Again, these have been here the whole time. We've matched the doorknobs with the kitchen everywhere. And I really like this sort of shape of detail. And the detail around the fireplace is lovely as well. Really nice master bedroom. I'm really fortunate to have good storage in a flat in London because it's not common. Again, rewired. It's gone for downlights everywhere. So 6 downlights, all new sockets. For those of you that saw the video at the start, there were surface pipes here that were boxed in. All these walls are plasterboard, so what we did was we put those pipes in the wall, and it looks much nicer, so you don't have to have any boxing in, any horrible pipe showing, or the boxing in itself. That really improves this room. Lovely original doors still, which really match the character of the property, and then you've got those lovely doorknobs again here. Coming through, we've put some storage here. This is from IKEA. It's basically shoe storage, which is a really clever idea actually. It's not have some clutter, but you can also fit other things in here, but it's a really good way of hiding all your shoes. This was £114 and it's called the Hemnes Shoe Storage, H-E-M-N-E-S. And then we put a nice tall radiator in the corner. It sort of blends in there, you can't really see it. Coming through to the bathroom. So the owner went for quite a modern bathroom, and he went for nice tiles that are very easy to clean. I really like how the tiler just lined everything up, so all the lines shoot straight up the wall even though they're different tiles. This bath's filled up because we had the mastic man here and they need to fill up to do this masticing around the edge and up here. I really like these tiles. They're really nice and they feel really nice too. So what did things cost and where did we get them from here? So the toilet, £215. I'll put the link below for where we got these. They were from Victoria Plum. The sink, so it's a floor standing vanity, again from Victoria Plum, and that was £245. Again, the owner wanted lots of storage, which is what he has. Nice big cupboards with plenty of storage for your things, as well as the additional storage up here with the LED light, which just got a little switch under there and it turns off again. So the LED mirror was from Amazon. I'll put the link below. And this tap was another Grohe Tap, same as the kitchen. So Grohe. I'll put the link below again.
Coming through to the bath. The shower bath, including the screen, was £250 from Victorian Plumbing. That included everything. That included the bath panel, the bath, and the screen. So really good value for that. And then a really nice shower mixer in one. Again, having nice modern features in an old flat. It's quite nice, I think, in the bathroom. So that's £170 for the shower tap, and that's from Victorian Plumbing as well. And then the owner wanted a dual fuel towel rail. So that is something that is on the plumbing system, and also, as you can see by the cable at the bottom, on the electrics too. So in the summer, if you just want a quick burst, you can just turn it on electrics, or if not, in the winter, you can just work off your rads as usual. And then lastly, the tiles. So we'll start with the floor tiles. These are Regal Plus Ash, and they start from about £125 for this many. And I really like the nice big tiles in a bathroom like this, just makes it seem a little bit bigger. And then lastly, the wall tiles are Regal again, and they're grey, and they're a polished tile. You can see that slight shine to it. So they're slightly different tiles, even though they're both Regal. And I think they work together quite well, being like a lighter grey up here, slightly darker floor tiles. Coming back here is the second bedroom. Again, very lucky, really good storage in the corner. All been rewired, new sockets, replumbed, new radiators. Got the carpet running throughout. And then you've got this lovely bay window. Again. The owners chose really nice, clean products, like the carpet and the walls all being very white. But yeah, lots of nice storage everywhere in this flat. So I'll take you through slowly one last time. Love these doors, sound really nice. Original doors. That's my bathroom fan you can hear up there, which I forgot to film. Has a really nice feel to it, this flat. It's in London, but I think the stairs help just make it feel more like a house than a flat. But these two rooms are definitely my favourite. Thanks for everyone for watching this. It's been a real struggle, to be honest. Never would I have thought I'd have to do a renovation during the pandemic, everything that comes with that. If I've forgotten anything, I'm going to list it below. There's so much information here. I might have been a bit stuttery and trying to remember what's what, and it's been sort of 3 or 4 months ordering things. I've forgotten some things, but I'll list everything below: prices, where to get it, links to save you some time. And how much things cost. I think it's really helpful for if you're doing it yourself. You can save money buying things yourself rather than buying through a builder or whatever. Thanks to everyone for watching and subscribing. As I mentioned previously, I'm now on Instagram. You can find me under Nick's Home Renovation, or my actual username is One Previous Owner Bungalow. It's a project I'm starting later this year that I'm buying. It's an old bungalow in Kent. And it's only ever had one owner since the early 50s, and he's never really done much to it. So it's a bit of a time warp, and it is a complete mess. Needs extending at the back, at the side, and potentially in the loft as well. So it should be really exciting and really Going to have lots to film. Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.